morning, everyone. Yesterday we saw US market correcting. That is mainly driven by the higher inflation figure which has come in the US market. The monthly increase in inflation was at around zero point 0.9 versus expectation of zero point 0.6 and last month of zero point 0.4. So this zero point 0.9 seems very large as compared to the last month rate of 0.4. If we just multiply it by 12, then it works out to almost around 10% inflation if we consider 0.9 as the 1 month continuing for 12 months. So yearly inflation was 6.2 versus expectation of 5.9, and month on month it was 5.4. So inflation figure has impacted US market. And because of that, we had seen bond yield also increasing over there and resulting into some even gold price increase as well. But apart from that, if we see the futures of the US market, they are more of a flattish or marginal positive. And Asian markets are mixed. If we see Japan is positive, Hong Kong is negative, China is positive, Korea is negative. So mixed signal from Asian market. But on the other hand, if you see the commodity that is showing some positive sign, aluminum is up by around 1.6%, copper flat. Iron ore has bounced back and up by around 3.7%, and steel has shown good bounce back of around 6.7% in China market today. So apart from that, the oil was also indicating some decline. Yesterday it was at over $85. Now Brent crude is at 82.75. So there is a good corrections in the oil price also. So all signals are giving some mixed indications. We had seen yesterday some correction in the Indian market. So overall, part of the decline in the US market or negativeness is already there in the Indian market. So we may see more of a flattish or range-bound movement in today's market. Now I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Very good morning, everyone. This is Ayush Mehta. I will be covering the technical for the day. Well, taking the cues from the global market and the HX Nifty, we feel there's going to be a gap down opening in Nifty, and we might witness some profit booking during the day. And the immediate support, intraday support for today is placed at 17,950. And if we see a closing below that, then we might witness 17,800 to 850 levels. Whereas if market changes its momentum and we see a buying, then the immediate resistance is placed at 18,100, followed by 18,170. Moving on to Bank Nifty didn't perform well in yesterday's session. And so immediate support for today in Bank Nifty is placed at 38,800 on the downside. And if there's a closing below that, then it might test 38,500 levels, followed by 38,240. Whereas intraday resistance for Bank Nifty is placed at 39,500 and followed by 39,840. Moving on to Nifty Financial Services, it gives it is around 19,000. So the immediate support for Nifty Financial Services is placed at 18,900, followed by 18,700. Moving on to the stocks. Glenmark looks good at the current levels. One can have a long position for a target of 552 with keeping a stop loss of 518. Also, UPL looks good at the current level. One can take a buy call for the targets of 800 with keeping a stop loss of 740. We have initiated a buy call on both these stocks. That's all from my side. I request derivative guys to take the call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Ayush. Good morning, everyone. This is Amit Guptani. So as per yesterday's derivative data, there is not much of change from the OI positions. As we are seeing it that from 17,700 to 18,000 strike, there is much of a put writer positions got added up in yesterday's trading session. So 17,700 to 18,000 is a range currently for the supportive range in the market. On the downside, we are seeing that 17,750 holds a strong support for the Nifty. Once if it manages to break 17,750 level, then we might witness some selling pressure in the market. Currently, the view in the market remains range bound. On the up end, we are seeing it 18,100 and downside 17,750. This is the range for the further trend momentum. The range breakout is necessary for the trend pickup. As we look into yesterday's PCROI also closed in the flat zone as at 0.94, which was changed at 0.02 level. So PCROI also was at a flattish range. India VIX also trading at 16.31 level. Once if India VIX goes above 18.50 level, then we might expect the volatility to increase and some sort of cautious movement to begin once if India VIX goes above 18.50 level. Continuously, we are witnessing that FIs are continuously in the selling zone from last 1 month, almost around 25 to 30,000 crores. We have seen that the FIs have sold in the last 30 days. So currently, the view from the FI is a bit cautious, but as per the OI positions in the PCR OI, we are expecting some positive momentum in the market. As we have witnessed in yesterday's trading session, that in the second half we have witnessed that the Nifty recovered sharply from 17,900 to 18,000 mark. So currently the view remains positive as this is a stock specific market. We are seeing that the major breakouts are being witnessed from the stock specific front. As per the stock specific 3 to 4 counter, which looks positive in today's trading session, are Torrent Power, Bharti Airtel, Piramal Enterprise, and Alembic Pharma. These four counters have seen major breakout and strong OI positions are getting added up in these four counters. So keep watch on these four counters. Thank you.
Good morning. Yesterday, Bank of Baroda result was above expectation. Credit cost declined to 1.6% from a range of 2 to 2.5% since last many quarters. So that was the reason for the beat in the result. However, slippage was elevated at 3.3% in line with historical levels. People were anticipating that slippage will come down. Management had guided for 2% kind of slippage, but this quarter there was a SREI account which slipped. So probably we will have to look how coming forward, whether management guidance holds true. But apart from that, we do feel that credit cost can remain at this current level. Even management has guided for 1.5 to 2% kind of range, and this quarter it came at 1.6. So if it remains in this range, then our positive view will remain over here. Also, ROE this quarter touched 60 basis points, and next year we are expecting around 75 basis points the bank can deliver. So at 0.9 times adjusted book value, we feel it's reasonably priced. From here on, if we were to argue for a further re-rating, then we will need some loan growth to at least enter double-digit figure for further re-rating. So we remain positive here. CRISIL result has improved. Sales grew by 18% year on year, which is higher than that of ICRA and CARE. Sales was driven by research segment, growth of 21%, and rating segment grew by 12%. We are positive here. Indostar Capital Finance result was okay. This is a CV financing basically. Half the book is CV and remaining it comes from housing, SME and developer financing. Although credit cost this quarter was zero, the core profitability remained under pressure as costs remain high, and on other hand, AUM is also declining because of reducing developer book. So also restructured loans here increased from 3.6 to 6.6%, which is okay, which is in line with other auto financiers also. However, overall, we don't see the company making double-digit ROE in next at least 5-6 quarters. And so we suggest to avoid this stock at the moment. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Affle India has posted above expectation numbers for the quarter. Growth in revenue was supported by both growth in the converted users and the average CP CU. Both Q on Q and year on year. Share is trading at 65.3 times FY23 EPS. Monte Carlo has posted improved set of numbers both on the revenue and the margin front. Q3 is usually the best quarter for the company, being winters is coming in. Share is trading at 9.1 times TTM EPS. Other than this, Explio Solutions has posted improved set of numbers for the quarter. Thank you.
Yeah. Yesterday, India Cement reported results, and the results were comparatively lower than the expectations. And in the con call, management has indicated that the impact was mainly driven by lower sales, that is because of higher rainfall in the southern area, and also the higher fuel cost, that is higher coal cost, has impacted this result. But the company has indicated that they got enough inventory of around 4 months of the coal, and the current cost of coal can sustain in next quarter as well. Whereas the other company may see increase in the coal cost because the coal cost went up from around $70-80 to $230, and now it is corrected to around $140, whereas the company coal cost is around 100-125. And but thereafter, the company may be facing the increase in the coal cost. Apart from that, company has already taken price increase of around 25 per bag in October and further 30 rupees in November. So the increase in cost is getting compensated by an increase in the prices, but the volume pickup will take some time. The company expect that the volume will come back towards the end of the December because of the rainy season in Tamil Nadu at current point of time. So the revival will be more of in fourth quarter than in the third quarter. So overall looks more of a neutral, and the prices are at the upper end. Yesterday, though, it has corrected marginally, but don't see prices running up from here very large. So more of a neutral outlook on the company. Then apart from that, the company Timken India reported a good set of numbers. Revenue grew by around 19% quarter on quarter and 42% year on year, and margin has also expanded to 22%. But if you see the comparable company SKF and Schaeffler, no doubt Timken has reported better growth and better margins against them. But the valuations are also rich as compared to SKF and Schaeffler. So it's trading at around 42 times FY23 earning. So the upside may be limited on account of valuations. Then Moil came up with the numbers. The results were okay, but the company has announced buyback of shares of around 3.4 crore shares, and the total buyback amount will be around 694 crore, and the price at which they will be buying is 205 per share, whereas the current price is 174. So that can act bit positive for Moil. Bidla Corp announced the results, and results were marginally below expectations. The volume came at 3.3 million ton, whereas expectation was around 3.4 million ton. Key disappointment was on EBITDA per ton. The expectation was that the EBITDA per ton will decline by around 200 rupees quarter on quarter, but the decline is sharper and is at around 250 rupees quarter on quarter. But the valuations are attractive at around 7 times EV by EBITDA FY23. So any good decline can be used to accumulate the stock as the outlook for the cement sector continue to remain positive. On the other hand, Novos Vista Corporation, that is Nirma Cement, which came up with the IPO recently, has announced the results, and results were below expectations. The margin decline is much sharper as compared to all other players in this company, mainly because they are operating in the eastern region, and eastern region had seen sharper corrections in the prices in this quarter. So results were below expectations. Then EPL Limited, earlier SL Propec, has come up with the numbers, and numbers were below expectations, mainly on account of margins. Margins came at 18.3% versus expectation of 20.5%. And the management has indicated that this is mainly because of the European region, where they were not able to catch up the margin which they were expecting, but indicated that over a period of next few quarters, they will be confident of achieving the guided margin of around 20%. Then Zomato came up with the numbers. No doubt losses has expanded in these company, but looking at the revenue growth, it seems like very attractive at around 21% quarter on quarter. That shows a good increase in the Zomato revenue growth, and that is the key thing to be watched because the profitability will take many years to come. Consistent. Currently, the Zomato is focusing on increasing the revenue base and size of the company. So as such, the growth in the revenue is good. So more of a result may be positive on the positive side. Oil India has announced the result, and apparently, looking at the result, it looks like the result is disappointing. But if you see their other expenses, which has come up, increased very sharply to around 665 crore against last quarter of 129 crore and last year of negative 3.44 crores. This indicates that there is some exceptional item, maybe forex loss, which has been accounted in this quarter. But the company has not yet given any clarification on that. What is the reason? But we assume that this is more of an exceptional item. So if you remove that exceptional item, then the result become more in line with expectations. Then Vinati Organic has come up with the numbers, and numbers were below expectations. And Pidilite Industry reported numbers, and though the revenue growth was ahead of market expectations, but gross margin decline is much sharper. Gross margin declined by around 370 bips quarter on quarter. So that we see that as a more of a negative indication. So results were below expectations. Then Metropoly Healthcare announced the result, and that result was broadly in line with expectations. Narayan Hridayalaya has announced very good numbers in this quarter. Revenue grew by around 56% year on year and 10% quarter on quarter. And even the margin has expanded in this quarter to 18% versus expectation of 16.5%. And last quarter it was 15.5%. So there is a good improvement in the margin in this quarter. So that can have a positive impact on the sales in the today's trade. Berger Paint announced the results. Here we had seen that Asian Paint and Kansai Nerolac both has reported results which were below their expectation, whereas the Berger Paint has reported results which is in line with expectations. So as compared to its peer, it has reported better number as compared to Asian Paint and Nerolac. So that can have a positive impact on Berger Paint. We had seen that with the announcement of the Asian Paint result, Berger Point also declined at that time, so we may see some bounce back because of this inline number. In Gujarat, Fluorochemical announced numbers, and that were good numbers which has come. We had seen share price moving up in last 2-3 days. There is some promoter level restructuring also happening in the company. There are division in the two brothers. So companies are getting separated in between the two brothers. So that can have a impact on the price of the Gujarat Fluoro as well. Then Alembic Pharma announced the results. Last quarter, they announced very bad numbers. And now this number is more of at those lines which we saw in last quarter. Share prices in the last quarter result declined sharply and hovering around those levels in this quarter. So nothing so great improvement expected as the results were more of a similar to the last quarter level. If you see from the year back level, it is declined very sharply. Then yesterday, government has announced increase in the ethanol prices as it was expected because of the increase in the cane price or minimum prices for the sugar or minimum prices for the cane. That's why the composite formula indicate that the ethanol prices should increase. So ethanol prices has increased for a different grade of ethanol at different level. So sugar produced from molasses, that is C heavy, the prices is increased by around 1 rupees. But prices for B heavy, that is dilution of sugar into the ethanol, that prices has increased higher at around 1.5 rupees, and ethanol produced directly from sugar juice, the prices has increased by around 0.8 rupees. So in all, this will act as positive for sugar company. We had seen that the cane price increased by the by the UP government in previous year, and this will compensate partly to that. And government has also not announced any subsidy for the export. So at current point of time, whatever the subsidy company US sugar companies were getting in the last quarter, they will not be getting in this year. But the international prices are strong, and sugar mills are realizing around 34-35 rupees in the international market, whereas domestic prices they are getting at currently at around 36.5-37 rupees. Since crushing season has started, we need to see for a one month that if because of the new sugar coming into the market, whether these prices of 36.50 is coming down or not. If it stay over there, and that is quite possible and expected by the market, that the prices will stay strong at 36.5 or between 36-37. So then the results in the coming quarter will be better as compared to the last year. So overall sugar outlook looks positive from here. Now results for tomorrow, that is 12th. Adore Welding is expected to report results. We had seen that ESAB India has reported good numbers, so Adore Welding can also report good numbers. Alkyl amines are expected to report declining numbers. Amara Raja Battery, we had seen Exide Industry reporting comparatively poor number. Here again, expectations are that the margins will be coming. Has already come down in the last quarter and will continue to remain lower. So results are likely to be more of lower only. Then Apollo Hospital is likely to report number. We had seen Narayan Irdale has reported good numbers, so there is possibility that Apollo Hospital may also report better number in this quarter. Then Ashok Leyland is likely to report number, and it is expected that the improvement what is expected from the Ashok Leyland can be visible in this quarter. Then Bharat Forge is likely to report number. Here again, the expectations are that Bharat Forge may report improved set of numbers. Then Coal India is expected to report number. Here again, some marginal improvement in the Coal India performance because of the higher FSA sale, that is auction sale is likely to gain in this quarter, and then as such results are like, and we had seen that the volume has increased in this quarter for the Coal India, so result can be improving in this quarter. Then Glenmark is likely to report number, and results are expected to be more of a flattish. Then Granules India again is expected to report declining set of numbers. Grasim Industry is expected to report improved set of number on the base of caustic soda prices, which has seen good improvement in the recent past. Hero MotoCorp results is likely to show improvement quarter on quarter. Then Hindalco results is likely to be more of a flattish quarter on quarter. Though Novelis results was better, so maybe some impact of that can see a positive trend. Then Motherson Sumi is likely to report number, and the expectation is that they may be reporting declining set of numbers in this quarter. Revenues are expected to come down by around 18%, and EBITDA margin is also likely to come down by around 50 basis points quarter on quarter. National Aluminium is likely to report better number because of the higher aluminium prices and alumina prices in this quarter, so may report improved set of number. ONGC is also expected to report good numbers because of the higher oil prices in this quarter. So that's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.